guys, Toast here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what I did to prepare for my road to 2200 on Resto Shaman, and just talking through my thought process and how I've kind of got ready to best achieve this goal as easily as possible. Now, the first thing I did was I went and checked out Jonathan LOL's channel, because he actually made a video on the talents and glyphs Resto Shamans should best be using for 5.2, and that's where I wanted to start. Get the basics down, get my talents and glyphs done, know what to use, when, and why. He's a great Resto Shaman, he makes great videos, so you should definitely go and check him out. He also has just arena games, and he has commentary on there. He also plays some League of Legends, and he has some interesting real life videos as well. So definitely go and check out his channel, and that's where I got my basic 5.2 glyphs and talents, just to get this started before I started with anything else. Now the next step for me was getting my macros sorted, and so I just looked at what macros I thought I'd need for the class, and having played other classes, having that kind of general arena knowledge already, I kind of knew where to start, and I had to actually get the macros for the abilities. I'm going to go through those now anyway. So first of all, I have wind shear for arena 1, 2 and 3 macros, meaning that I can actually just wind shear anyone just at the press of a button. I have those bounce mouse button 4, shift mouse button 4 and control mouse button 4, just because they're nice and easy for me. That's kind of what I do for arena 1, 2, 3 for everything, and that's going to mean I can do that really easily. I also have the same for hex, so that any target I can hex, I don't need to actually waste time targeting them or setting them to focus to use a focus hex, so I can just hex arena 1, 2 or 3. I also have a similar thing with purge, so purge arena 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be able to get buffs off quite quickly whenever I need to, off any player really. I don't need to be again wasting that time targeting them or anything like that. I also have target party 1 and 2 macros, which are going to show the tooltip for Spirit Link Totem. This just means that I can have them on my bar and they're still useful because I can see the cooldown on it, and that's just going to be a little bit more convenient for me. I also have a macro that shows the tooltip of Tremor Totem, that dispels myself, and I also have this Tremor Totem macro. What this macro does is it instantly destroys your Tremor Totem as soon as you use it, so that if you're using the talent Totemic Restoration, the cooldown is as short as it can be, and you're going to probably be able to get that next full fear by that Shadow Priest, as long as you can avoid him just for a few seconds while his fear is off cooldown, but your Tremor's still on cooldown. Now with all this, I also had to find binds that worked for me, and so the binds that work for me might not work for you, just because I'm comfortable with a lot of these, and I tried to imitate spells with the same binds that I have on other classes that have similar spells, and also universal things like PvP Trinket are going to stick to the same bind. But overall, just once you figured out your binds and you know them, that's kind of when you want to be starting out the journey, once you've got everything else sorted as well. I played some 2 vs 2 first just to get used to it a little bit, just so I wouldn't be quite hopeless in 3v3 where I can't keep anyone out of CC, and I'm really struggling to use my abilities to heal without actually being able to look at what's going on in the game. Now in terms of gear, I did my honor grind. I got pretty much full honor gear. I was actually able to pick up a couple of pieces at the end of last season, just when I had this character leveled and was getting some 2 vs 2 practice in, and I got some of those upgraded just because I knew this is what I wanted to do with this season, and so I've got the weapon upgraded. But other than that, I'm pretty much just using full honor gear, and I've picked up 1 tyrannical piece already from where I've capped a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Now, my gear is not even that good, and for the most part, the opponents I face outgear me. A lot of people do actually have tier 2, even at the lower MMRs that I'm starting at, and obviously as time goes on, I'll catch up on gear. People have two upgrades on everything. The tyrannical gear is a little bit better than that, so as I get that, I'll definitely catch up. But as of right now, starting the series, that's where I stand. Now the next thing for me to do was to find a comp I wanted to play as Resto Shaman, and also one that was viable. So what I started doing was I started watching streams, in particular looking for players playing Resto Shaman or playing with Resto Shamans. Now one great Resto Shaman stream is definitely going to be CD. He's he's on Team EG. He won the North American Regionals a couple of times. He's a great Resto Shaman. So aside from picking up things from looking at him, I was also interested in what comps he was playing, and the one that I found that looked like the most fun for me was going to be Rogue, Shadow Priest, Shaman. So I needed to find a couple of people who played those classes, but there were other comps that definitely looked fun, but it's also about the availability of classes you have for you as well. Now I have friends who wanted to play Rogue this season, and also a Shadow Priest friend who's a Gladiator on that, and so he's a bit more experienced than the other 2 of us, but The healer plays quite a crucial role, and the rogue control definitely has quite a high skill cap, so it's going to be quite difficult at the start for us, just because, you know, we're both new to these classes trying to play at high ratings. That said though, this comp is incredibly fun, and I chose it because, you know, I saw it on stream quite a lot, it looked really fun to play, and I just think I prefer playing melee caster healer over, you know, spell cleaves or melee cleaves. Now that's pretty much everything I've done to prepare for this series. You know, I've got my team sorted, I've got my character sorted, I've got my gear, my talents and everything. And so I'm going to be uploading the first episode of this series alongside this video. And it's just going to be the first few arena games I played, you know, trying to get the feel for the class. And overall just get a little bit more used to playing this class in 3v3. Like I said, I played it a little bit in 2v2, but obviously it's a lot more chaotic in 3v3. And also you really have one dispel, so comps such as Mage, Shadow Priest, Healer are going to have a lot more CC, and so your team have to sit in more CC, and you know, you're going to suffer from that, especially if they're going on you. And you know, I really hope this series is going to help someone and definitely be interesting to watch. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.